Hello everyone and welcome. This is Warhawk Beyond 2040 and today I'm going to be bringing to you a very special review video and I'm going to be reviewing Season 4 of Supergirl and why I feel this has been not only the best season but why I feel that it's ended the dreaded Season 4 curse of the Arrowverse. Now since Supergirl first came out, I was initially very resistant to watch this show. I wasn't really keen on the idea of a show where Superman wasn't the lead character, and I was very skeptical about whether or not Supergirl could hold her own show, and whether she was strong enough to carry her own show. And it wasn't until I watched, I think was it episode 18, called World's Finest, where the Flash crossed over into Supergirl's Earth, that I found it to be not as bad of a show as I thought it would be. I really enjoyed the crossover with those two, and I ended up watching all of Season 1 shortly after, and I really loved Season 1 of Supergirl. I thought it was absolutely fantastic. Season 2 was a bit of a hit and miss with me, although it had some good episodes. Season 3 I considered to be more of a turning point for the show, as it moved away from the lesbian PC stuff and became much more serious and darker, with the World Killers arc and Reign as the main villain. And Season 3 was my favourite season of Supergirl. And we hit to Season 4, and I've got to say that I was completely blown away by how much Supergirl has matured as a show. And just finishing watching the Supergirl season finale just a few moments ago, I'm going to go on record to say that out of all of the Arrowverse shows, that includes Legends, The Flash, Arrow, I would say Supergirl has been the best season by far. I can't really think of a bad episode. I mean, if you guys could tell me one episode that you didn't think was good, please let me know, because so far I can't find one bad episode. This show felt much more superhero driven. We got to see more of Supergirl in costume. A lot of the episodes were much more serious as opposed to past episodes, and we got to see more of where Supergirl stands, not just in America, but we also got to see where Supergirl stands as a figure for the entire world, for aliens and humans alike. So this season had pretty much everything. It had a lot of drama, had a lot of emotion. It just had so much to offer, and it did such an awesome job balancing everything, and I absolutely loved it. And this has definitely been by far the perfect season. I don't use that term often, but this has definitely been the perfect season, and it's finally broken the dreaded Season 4 curse. Now, why I feel Supergirl has broken the Season 4 curse of the Arrowverse is what I've noticed in past shows. Going to start quickly with Arrow, was it had a run where Season 1 to 3 was really good, and then it goes a little bit downhill in Season 4. The Flash, similar sort of thing. First 3 seasons were very good and goes downhill a little bit. But even though I liked Season 4 of The Flash, it wasn't perfect, but it wasn't terrible. Even the same with Legends of Tomorrow. This season has been quite possibly diabolical beyond words. So to see Supergirl finally rise out of the ashes and deliver a top-notch season from start to finish. That is my reason alone why I feel it's broken the season 4 curse. One of the good things I've liked about this season has been the way they've been able to balance so many different villains, like for example Ben Lockwood slash Agent Liberty. And what I've liked about Agent Liberty is he was a villain, but he was in his own mind fighting for justice in his warped way. He believes that aliens shouldn't be on this earth and that they go against everything that humans stand for. And I thought that made for a really good story arc. He was like speaking out on aliens' civil rights, whether they should live here as humans in peace. And I thought that made for some really good storytelling. And it kind of reminded me a little bit of Civil War, where his opinions divided a lot of people. We even got to see for a few episodes Alex and Kara at odds with each other, which made for a very interesting dynamic. This occurred when J'onn J'onzz wiped the memory of Alex to protect Supergirl's secret, and it was really cool to see these two have different opinions on whether aliens should live on Earth or not. We also got to see the Elite, led by Manchester Black. Now, the Elite were a group of villains from the old Superman comics, and they were brought into Supergirl, and this kind of tied into the whole whether aliens and humans should live together on Earth in peace, and these guys were just basically going around killing people without any fair form of justice. We even got to see Manchester Black and J'onn J'onzz have a little beef with each other for quite a few episodes before J'onn J'onzz wiped Manchester Black from existence. So that was quite some powerful stuff there. And last but not least, we got to see the Red Daughter officially after she appeared right at the very end of season 3. Now, I had thought they'd pretty much forgotten about the Red Daughter, but I'm really glad they didn't. I'm glad they saved the best till last. And we got to see her learning about her powers, learning about how to speak English, and we got to see her training as a fighter, and we also got to see how she was cloned from Supergirl. And also I'd like to say one other thing. Mega props to Melissa Benoist for playing a dual identity, playing Supergirl and the Red Daughter. I thought she did an amazing job playing hero and villain. One of my favourite scenes was when the Red Daughter pretended to be Supergirl and basically broke into the White House and just killed everybody with her heat vision. I thought that was a really, really cool moment. And, you know, Melissa really showed that she has matured as a versatile actress, and it was really good to see that side of her, and I thought she did an amazing job playing the villain. And of course the surprise for this season was none other than the casting of Lex Luthor. He was played by Jon Cryer of 2.5 Men. Now, when it was announced that Jon Cryer was casted to play Lex Luthor, I was initially terrified because I thought he was going to be silly and wacky, and I just thought he was going to be absolutely stupid. But Jon Cryer really surprised the crap out of me. He went in there as Lex Luthor and just kicked ass. He was absolutely amazing in that role. One of my favourite scenes with him was, it looked like he was dying of cancer, and he like jumps out of his chair and rips off all the blankets, and you see him in his business suit, and him and Otis take out all the guards, and we've got like the classical music playing in the background. I thought that was an amazing scene. I thought that was absolutely brilliant. One of my all-time favourite scenes. And I think the episode for me where he shined the most was the whole flashback episode where Lex Luthor was in and out of prison, going into Casnia and basically training and mentoring the Red Daughter and telling her that Supergirl is the enemy and she's the imposter, and the way they pushed the Red Daughter over the edge to becoming a villain was really done, and a lot of that was down to Jon Cryer's amazing, chilling performance as Lex Luthor. Now, it's quite cool that even though he appeared in 3 episodes, Jon Cryer's impact as Lex Luthor was absolutely amazing, and I really hope they do bring him back for season 5, or maybe for the crossover, which is Crisis. I really hope they do bring him back because he was so good, and I put him up there with Michael Rosenbaum's Lex Luthor. He was just absolutely amazing, and we need more Lex Luthor. Even though Lex Luthor isn't my favourite Superman villain for this show, he was probably my favourite villain of this season. He really helped put this season over the top in a big way. All due respect to the Elites and Agent Liberty, he was the one that shined the most for me. Even though he only appeared in 3 episodes, he was fantastic. For this season as well, we was introduced to the first ever transgender superhero, and that was the Dreamer, played by Nicole Maines. And I thought Nicole Maines did an excellent job playing both Nia and the Dreamer. And what I liked about her performance was she was just like a breath of fresh air. She really was. She wasn't played as corny or shoved down your throats with all the PC nonsense that's plagued Supergirl in the past. And one of my favourite episodes with her was when Kara Danvers did an exclusive live interview with her where the Dreamer was officially introduced to the public of National City, and I really thought she shined in that episode, especially in the wake of Supergirl assassinating everybody in the White House, which we all know wasn't really her. So I thought she was one of the standout people on this show, and she kicked a lot of ass, and her interactions with Brainiac 5 on this season were really funny, and they proved to have really good chemistry, and I'm hoping we'll get to see more of that for the 5th season. And also, one final thing I'd like to say about this season is the kind of role Lena Luthor has been playing on this season. Now, I mentioned in a previous video I did for my Theory on How series on how I would like to see Lena Luthor be made the main villain for season 5 of Supergirl, and it looks like we might actually get that. Not sure how we'll get to that point, but it looks like they're building up to that. It looks like we're going to finally get the payoff that we've all been waiting for. Just after Lena shot Lex Luthor revealed to Lena that Kara Danvers is Supergirl, and all her friends like Jimmy and Alex, everyone has been keeping this big secret from her, and we see that it pushes her over the edge. So it's going to be really interesting to see how this will play out in season 5. I'm really glad they're finally going for it. I'm really glad they finally pulled the trigger, and I don't know whether or not we will actually see Lena Luthor as a main villain for the show, but I'm really hoping we do. But now that she knows the truth, it's going to be a hell of a season for Supergirl for the 5th one, and I can't wait to see where we go from there. We also got a hint of the Leviathan coming to season 5, and the Monitor from Elseworlds made a quick cameo with John Jones' brother hunting him down. So this could tie into the Crisis crossover that's coming up, but we'll have to see how that's all going to play out. So there you have it, guys. Season 4 review of Supergirl. 5-star season, got nothing bad to say about it. Lots of good episodes, lots of great moments, lots of fun stuff, and all I've got to say is fantastic season from start to finish. Absolutely loved it, and I'm really, really looking forward to season 5 of Supergirl. And I hope I hope they continue this momentum that they're building up, and they're really doing a good job. And out of all the Arrowverse shows we've got, I will probably say Supergirl is definitely now one of my favourite shows. It's definitely up there with The Flash and Arrow, and I really had a lot of fun watching this. So I'm going to leave this for you guys. What did you think of season 4? Did you think it was good? Did you have any fun moments that stood out to you? Any favourite episodes? Take care, everyone, and I will see you next time.